Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing as well as possible. This series discusses an ongoing investigation. Not all legal outcomes are known or final, and all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All right, so before things really heat up with Joseph and Kendra's cases, I want to explain the concept of covenant marriage. I actually did not know what this is or that this is what the Duggars practiced until very recently, and it explains so much. So, covenant marriage only exists in 3 states: Arizona, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Covenant marriage is actually a pretty recent development. The legislation was first passed in Louisiana in 1997. It's also worth noting that this is not a common practice. Since that legislation was enacted, only 3% of the marriages in the state of Louisiana were covenant marriage. In simple terms, this is a type of marriage that puts a lot of legal restrictions on divorce. And it's also largely considered to be a violation of the separation of church and state because the legal requirements are overseen by a pastor. Supporters of covenant marriage hold the opinion that this is a better way to get married because there will allegedly be fewer babies born out of wedlock. It discourages premarital cohabitation, etc. The biggest draw for fundies is that divorce is much more difficult with a covenant marriage. And we all know that a man like Jim Bob Duggar will jump at the chance to use this to his advantage. When the Ashley Madison scandal came out, one of Anna's brothers, who had left the IBLP, wanted her and the kids to stay with him. At the time, she only had 3 children, but she turned it down because it wasn't what Jim Bob wanted. She now has 7 kids, and the youngest is a girl named Madison. Need I say more? This is the level of control that Jim Bob strives to maintain over his family and the people who marry into it. I'm guessing that Jim Bob regrets introducing Jill to Derek, her now husband. When the two of them first met, he was still trying to figure out future career plans. Derek is now an accountant and a lawyer, much to Jim Bob's chagrin. This community frowns on higher education for boys as well as girls, and Derek can see through all the bullshit and legally protect both Jill and himself, and that's why Jim Bob hates him so much. Okay, moving on. In a covenant marriage, a pastor can require couples counseling before divorce can be put on the table. And I'm using air quotes because you have to remember that a lot of these groups are anti-mental health care. So the couple probably won't see a licensed marriage and family therapist. This is concerning on so many levels. A pastor is not trained in psychology or mental health. So they might not recognize if someone could benefit from seeing a psychiatrist and going on medication. And most fundy clergy don't uphold their federal legal obligation to be mandatory reporters. I reiterate, we are talking about federal law. Failure to uphold this can result in prison time. So you can see how covenant marriage is usually a setup for some pretty shitty stuff to happen. All right, that is it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. Please share far and wide so we can finally destroy the patriarchy. All right, take care, guys. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and hit the thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Like you Bye.